Oh, shh, it's about to start.
What's starting?
The podcast.
What's the podcast?
Ready to start the podcast.
Oh, we have a podcast?
What do you think we've been doing for like the past 6 months, Rosa?
You know, just chatting.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't ever tell Rosa that we were doing a podcast. I would just record what she says and then sell it for money.
How much did it cost?
I got like $3. I mean,
like a cooler number.
I'm in like in crippling debt because of this podcast. I owe the bank $4 million. I rented out this movie theater. I bought tons of branding and merchandise. There are so many unsold shirts because the store never went up. I have a warehouse full of like skin of sheep shirts. No, I never sold them. I'm in so much debt.
Skin of sheep?
Well, I'm so glad that you asked.
Hi, Olivia.
Wait, why is sheepskin talking?
Hi, I'm Hannah. You might know me from co-host streams.
I like how usually it takes us like 10 minutes of an awful bit to get to the introductions, and Hannah's just like, I'm Hannah.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want me to do? I'm not... What the fuck? What's this?
Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show, starring me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and a little round-headed buffoon that is Carl Pilkington.
Don't forget the fourth character in the Ricky Gervais Show. Me, Jerry, the new guy.
Ricky Gervais. It's being a pathetic man an act or actually yourself?
You know, it's a it's a comedy. It's atheism. I know.
Hello, everyone.
I don't know what to do. What are we doing right now?
I'm gonna spray Ricky Gervais with the Orlo spray. Bye.
How many are there? We should bring back the bit. What were we talking about before the show started? I want some of that in here. What we were talking about, like the seven G's.
Oh
yeah. Wait, what's that? Tell us about the leak. Let's get. Hold on. Wait. Oh, we didn't.
All right.
Ourselves.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're rushing right into it. We still need to introduce ourselves. Hello, I'm Ryan Ribbity. I host this show on my hit Twitch TV channel. Who else is here?
Hi, I'm Rosa, short for Rosaria. I do art and other cartooning stuff.
I'm Steve. I am an animator. I make YouTube videos. I'm currently trying to reach 10 million subscribers right now. We have a new YouTube's figure out, so go ahead and check that out. Link is in the description. These are in limited supply right now, so get them while you can.
Also, there is a ready to start cast plushie of Rosa. So we get to sell 500 of them if they want to ship. If it doesn't make the goal, you get the money back. This is a big deal, guys, so make sure you buy the plush. Also,
the feature at the plush is that she'll steal your Inca Cola and call you bitch at night.
Also, everyone,
I think that it would be like stored inside as like, I don't know, like reserve. What would reserve pesto and chimichurri, and like you can go and cut her open. So go and
Actually, it's gonna once you open it up, it'll just be filled with Marmite. That's right. That's my old brand, Marmite.
I don't remember that. I've known you forever.
It's a really old brand. It's so old.
I've known Ryan and Rosa since the beginning of time.
That's true. We've been around since 1 BC. That's true. Rosanna did hook us up.
Oh
yeah.
What's great about that is now they legally owe me their firstborn child, so it's like there's pretty good benefits to that too.
Well,
like
wait, where did I sign this?
I'm not gonna lie, I sort of been signing a bunch of blood contracts, and each time someone sends me a new one, I just sign it anyway. So I owe my soul to a priest, some people in Minnesota, the mayor of Minnesota.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What was the first year? What was that called? When BC had ended, and before it was like 180. What was that? What was
There
going on
wasn't
there? What
any.
happened
It just went from 1 BC to 180.
No,
What the
that
hell?
can't be it.
They skipped what
That
happened.
cannot be it.
It's like we have to go back and figure out.
There doesn't have to be a 0.
Yeah, there does. Then time. Then what? What if there's not? There needs to be a 0.
I feel like there had to be a 0.
Well, I mean, then you might as well just call this negative 2019 80 or whatever BC.
If you go
What?
back,
It's like-
if you go back to 0, that's how you finally unlock
There
Luigi.
is no year 0. I swear, I'm telling you all this. I know this because when I was like 6, I had a bunch of riddle cards, and there was one that said if someone in the set had been born in 3 BC and died in 9 BC, they'd actually be 1 year less.
Yeah, actually, Hannah's right. There would never be a year 0. That's not a popular enough character to do a year of. Like 0's like a Boston Kirby. They're pretty popular, but like they're not Luigi tier. They wouldn't dedicate a whole year to them.
Pretty funny joke
I mean-
there, Ryan.
They might make a 0 like me costume.
No, they already did a 0 me costume though.
No, a 0 AD me costume.
0
Oh.
AD.
Yeah, based off the year.
It's baby
0.
Jesus, but like
0.
still in the womb.
What's the-
They could have just put in what's his face from Devil May Cry. Nero?
Nero?
Yeah, Nero.
I want to talk about the McDonald's leak.
Yeah, can we please talk about the McDonald's leak?
Oh, I
maybe?
could go on about Nero.
All right, hold on. Let's start the McDonald's leak. Hey guys, John here with an exciting news update. Recently, there was a McDonald's leak, and the McDonald's ninjas got them. So on this leak, it stated that Ronald McDonald was joining the fray, and that the McDonald's cookies were coming back. So take this with a grain of salt, everyone. See you next time.
Hey, Ronald, we can join you for an all-out attack.
All right.
All right, can I ask a question? Can I ask a question about McDonald's?
What?
Does anyone care about it? Does anyone care about any of Ronald McDonald's friends besides the Hamburglar?
The Grimace.
I mean,
Does anyone care about anything?
Is- in Grimace, I thought his name was like Gristle or something.
The
Gristle?
Grimace.
Oh, the
What about the
Grimace.
Grimace?
What
Okay,
about
But
Munch?
there's also the bird. There's the token girl boss.
do you can I ask a question? Do you people like Grimace, or do you like the joke about Grimace from like that one show?
He's fine.
Clerks?
Yeah, do you
Why
like
are you waging war on the McDonald's mascot?
do
I
you
literally don't know what you're talking about. Like,
Well, I mean, have you seen the original Grimace design? He used to be like horrifying. Like
He was
they
fucked up
redesigned
and
him.
evil, and then
No.
McDonald's beat him in a fight, and then they became friends.
Guys, I think it's time to admit that the Chuck E. Cheese band, I mean, besides from Chuck, they're all just kind of meme characters, you know? Does anybody actually care about the other members of the Chuck E. Cheese band? Like, what are you talking about? I don't care. I don't care. You're right. I don't care. I don't care about any of those freaks.
They're Twitter meme bait cereal mascot characters.
Yeah, the purple munch. They added
mean,
the bunny.
Chuck E. Cheese's has legit during the pandemic been doing secret covert operations
They
using
have,
their
yeah.
other characters. I'm not even kidding. There was this whole thing where Chuck E. Cheese's start putting on like DoorDash and things like that a different restaurant under the name Pascali's Pizza and Wings, which is the animatronic chefs. That way they could secretly get people to order Chuck E. Cheese's without actually knowing it was Chuck E. Cheese.
And do you know what movie predicted this? Do you know what movie predicted the delivery?
Little Nicky?
Birds!
Free birds.
Wow, I'm a little turkey. Oh, they're part of the Thanksgiving turkey, huh? I'm a turkey. I want you.
So if you're not aware, Freebirds is a movie about a turkey going back in time to stop the turkey tradition Thanksgiving, and the movie ends by the turkey going back to the present and bringing back Chuck E. Cheese pizza and creating a new tradition where instead of turkey, everyone eats Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like a Chuck E.
Oh,
Cheese
that
delivery
is
service.
pathetic.
I think
Someone
my
in
favorite
chat-
bits
I
are
I didn't
when
know
they-
that.
trouble
That
in
was
that?
really shameful.
Who here? Okay, in the chat, show of hands. Who did not know that Freebirds was about time travel? That's like what the movie is.
I knew that. Or actually, I don't know if I knew that. I thought it was like a heist movie.
You know, Freebirds was kind of a Pixar thing. You know, like they hide the real plot of the movie until you see it. You know, Freebirds is kind of over that Pixar thing.
Yeah, it's sort of like how for the longest time when Despicable Me was first being advertised, they just showed the premise of like, oh, he's trying to break into the bad guy's base, and they never actually said what the actual plot was.
That's true. Every commercial was about that one scene.
Yeah, and that's like not what the actual story was about at all.
I love stuff like that, honestly. I get a big surprise when I get to see Despicable Me, and it's actually about the moon and
The moon.
It's about him being a fucking dad. Wait, are we allowed to swear? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can.
You're not allowed to swear here. No, nobody
Sorry.
swear.
We're gonna get
Sorry.
demonetized.
We're gonna get demonetized. Our sponsors are gonna drop out.
Well, I think
We're not gonna get our YouTube figure funded.
I think a very like unironically good example of that is every trailer for Spider-Verse didn't show Olivia even once. So she was like she wasn't a thing we knew about until like the movie came out. And I remember
You knew Hannah.
and I remember but Hannah did know about Olivia. I
I
remember
always know about Olivia.
seeing that movie for the first time by myself and like just sitting in the theater and getting to that part and she goes like it reveals she's like Octavia. I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
And then you
Well, I
posted
mean-
a video like that was like my reaction to the Doc Ock reveal in Spider-Verse, and it was like it's like a picture of it's like a video of like an MLP character going like what?
That's
It's
such,
like 3
a,
seconds
that's such a specific joke. Does anyone know what you're talking about? Like those like things like 4-year-olds upload to YouTube, like my reaction to Camp Coral, and it's like a clip from like a cartoon, like the Animaniacs. Like Yakko goes, "Oh no!"
I mean, the thing is that, yeah, you do have a point, because it's like, I'm thinking to Super Mario Odyssey, and I loved Super Mario Odyssey, but I really felt like the Twitter way overshared
yeah.
a lot of stuff. I was like, oh, can I just experience this myself?
That's been a problem with I honestly gaming advertising in general recently. They always show way too much of the game. Credit where it's due.
Yeah.
They hit the dragon, which matters most.
Yeah.
They hit the dragon.
I know, it's super weird, like, when you kind of try to look at how a game, like, ages, is like, how much do you contextualize it? Because, like, you could say that being overshared made the game slightly worse, and you can also say that, like, New Super Mario Bros. U is, like, objectively a solid game, but also in the context of when it came out and what preceded it, it's like,
The new Super Mario Brothers series in general is interesting in the realm of they're all technically solid games, but the fact they all came out so close to each other and they're all like very similar, it's hard to like, you know, because like all three of like all the NES Mario games are like they came out near each other, but they're all very different, so they stand out in your mind more. But like all 4 new Super Mario Brothers games came out like back to back to back to back and look all the same.
Yeah. Same art style, same gameplay.
Same frickin' characters. Come on. I don't know who this Mario guy is.
Someone in chat said this. Also, another thing about Spider-Verse is the advertisements kind of led you to believe there was only one adult Spider, like one Peter Parker. But in the movie, like you learn, like, oh, the Peter Parker you think from the trailers dies like early on, and you're actually with a different. I thought that was cool too. I didn't know about that going in.
they definitely catered to, like, the pathetic middleman demographic, middle-aged man that's, like, become popular recently. Like, I'm not dissing or anything. It's just that recently, I think a lot of people on Twitter have really had a thing for pathetic middle-aged men.
That's
I mean,
true.
I have a friend, shout outs to Jay, who's like into Reagan.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking of.
Into Reagan? What do you mean into Reagan?
He's Ronald Reagan fans, grab your.
Reagan from Mob Cycle.
Oh! Whoa! Into Reagan. I was like, whoa, what do you mean into? like from like a historical perspective, like someone who's way too into like a certain president from like history, or like,
Yeah, no, that's Hank Hill.
Oh,
So-
did anyone else have a history teacher who's like Ronald Reagan, the greatest president who ever lived?
No, but I have one who, like, adored Theodore Roosevelt, which is sort of similar.
I think most history. I had one history teacher who was pretty left leaning, but besides that, all of them are usually like adult white dudes who like are probably too obsessed with like certain presidents. But there's only one.
I think that
Oh, go on.
I want to like have a history teacher who's just really, really into like Rutherford B. Hayes. Like just oh man, that Millard Fillmore, you won't believe the things he did. James A. Garfield, that's a man for the history books. Just like these presidents no one's heard of.
There's gotta be like fucking hold on. What's his name? Harrison, the President Harrison. There's gotta be someone who's like a real big
William
fan of
Henry
him.
Harrison.
There's someone who's a real big fan of him, and he watches the Simpsons episode with the "We Are the Mediocre President" song, and he gets to the part where they make fun of him, and they just slam their fists down, and go, "They've gone too far this time." Anyway, there's only one. There's only one news topic this week before we.
Actually, I had a leak to talk about.
Okay, before we get to the news topic, Rosa has a leak.
It's like the fourth leak we've had to stop for.
Yeah, so like, apparently, they found there's a screenshot of a CGI Cyrano drinking bong water, and Seth Rogen came out and confirmed that he's working on the live-action Toho movie, which is only going to be featuring a CGI Cyrano and a Sumireko betrayed by the only actor, Tom Holland.
Of course.
No Seth
So
Rogen?
what do we think of this Cyrano leak?
I think Tom Holland and Toho are two things that go to my mind together. When I'm playing Toho and I click on my funny little girl and I start playing the game, I go, this screams Tom Holland. So I'm really glad they've nabbed him. I'm glad he's in it.
Yeah, ever since I started working on the film, pretty much from the beginning, Tom Holland was in mind. Really, he's an actor with such charisma, such energy that
He's the only actor.
he's the only actor. There's no other actors, so really the only decision to be made.
American
What?
Tom Holland.
I was thinking that we could go and have like Michael Cera play Yomu.
Michael
Well, here's
Cera
the thing.
Yomu.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies where you have to rely on the CGI character to reconnect with the family.
I'm so excited.
You have the scene where Cherno is
Yeah.
driving in a car after being brought to the real world, and
Yes,
then it's
Cherno-
at the place, and she ruins the ad executive's house by running around and playing. And Cherno, you ruined everything for me, and Cherno like sadly walks away. It's like the end of the second act.
I can't wait for the scene where Chirno like makes a mess in Seth Rogen's house, and like his wife tries to defend like Chirno, and then he just slams his hand down and goes, "I don't want a bunch of little people running around the house." And then his wife looks down at her pregnant belly and puts it on. He goes, "No, I didn't mean like that."
Is this so
The
scripted?
wife gives birth and it's a daughter, and they name the daughter Sumireko.
Am I a real person? Am I just like a character? Is this like a Phineas and Ferb episode?
What?
Have we done our Where's Perry moment yet?
Are you talking about how we do the same joke every episode?
Yeah.
I mean, what's funny to me is that like I feel like when you make a movie like that, like the Smurfs or Chipmunks or whatever, that's like the sign that your franchise is just dead and no one cares about it. And this is your like last ditch Hail Mary. It's just like, okay, we're gonna make a movie out of this. It's gonna be stupid and redundant, but maybe it will land and maybe it won't. It's like it worked for Alvin and the Chipmunks really well. It saved a dying brand, but then like they try to make a Yogi Bear one, and it was just like, no, that one's going in the shitter anyway.
Yeah, you know what's weird?
Yogi
Like
Bear's dying.
eight times out of 10, like these live action things usually work because they made Out of the Chipmunks live action, and they made like 3 more. They made Smurfs live action, that was huge. Sonic worked out, but then sometimes you just get like Yogi Bear, and no one cared about live action Yogi Bear.
Yeah.
You know what? Why was that? Is it because he's like too big? He's too
handle
big.
the bear
Too
character.
big. You can't add him.
We can't. Yogi Bear's not gonna work out, guys. He's too big. I've already been through this.
Smash community's not gonna like this.
They showed in the live action cartoon movie Direct. He's gonna be a stage boss. Get over it.
Well, I mean,
Let Snagglepuss fans be happy.
I I mean, that's the thing about Scoob, and what's like I really find pathetic about the movie is that it's not just trying to make another Scooby-Doo thing. Scooby Doo's actually popular and likable. They're trying to like just go all in. Like, we are making a cinematic universe. You're going to see Jabberjaw disrespecting women again. We
Finally.
need to save this brand because we own it.
Well, I guess we have two things to talk about besides the news. We'll do the Scoop thing first. A bunch of Seep's been sending me a bunch of like early draft stuff for Scoob. And it's very funny because it's going for something very different from what the final movie goes for. Because like the early version is a bit more like they're kind of like the way they adapt Mr. Ink to like the modern age is they host like a ghost show, which feels like a very natural adaptation of like bringing those characters like a modern day. It's very funny to see. Like I feel like the people behind this movie had an idea for like a solid like Scooby-Doo solo movie. And then a bunch of executives came in and said, like, no.
The Warner Brothers came in.
The Warner Brothers came in and said, we need to start a cinematic. We need to start a cinematic universe right now.
Yeah, they dropped like a 50 pages of notes on their desk of characters.
You don't give the villain some fucking marketable minions. We are going to axe you.
I think it's really funny they made toys of those marketable minions, and they didn't make any toys of Fred, Velma, or Daphne for that movie.
Not even Scooby.
I mean, I'm going to say it, like, as much as this podcast is about it, Scoob is a pretty chilly movie. I won't outright call it shitty, but it's held back by its corporatism.
And I'm gonna pull the curtains down a bit real fast. I'm gonna ruin the magic a bit. I don't think any of us here unironically like Scoob.
I know, I'm just saying what needs to be said.
I mean, we've been saying that for like how long did we started this podcast ago?
I never said that.
Oh, that's a scene. You're out of here.
Okay, well, here's how you can save it. Here's how they can save it. They need to go and make a Funky Phantom movie.
I like the Funky Phantom. I didn't think I did, but I watched Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, and like he's like voiced by Tom Kenny, I think. And he's just a funny guy. He's like a funny like ghost.
Dude.
See,
like, oh, I talk funny.
See, in that video you sent me of early stuff, wasn't the ghost they were hunting the Funky Phantom, or did I watch that wrong?
I think it was.
Yeah. So there was so Hannah, there was a version of Scoob that did contain the Funky Phantom.
Yeah.
Well, see, then they had to censor it because of. I can't do this bit. I have too much self-respect.
What? Say it out loud. Say it. It was the homophobic executives that
I was gonna say the same thing.
ousted Funky Phantom from the film.
Oh, I was going the opposite direction with that.
Yeah, it's been
like, after all the controversial things that Funky Phantom said on Twitter, they had to kick him from the cast. And also, it's like they're censoring him. They don't want to go and let people speak the truth on Twitter. Like Funky Phantom.
Funky Phantom was a real Bernie bro.
Well, Funky Phantom was alive during the time of the Founding Fathers. He knows.
During the time of Bernie.
You know, Cornel and Bernie Sanders.
You know, can I just say, it's been almost a year since we've watched that movie now, like a little under a year, like just a few months. And I gotta say, I don't think for even a single moment I've gotten over the fact that movie's plot is kicked off by the fact that Simon Cowell doesn't like Shaggy and Scooby. And that's it. That's the whole reason the plot kicks off.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense.
Was that really Simon?
I think I think it makes sense that for the last podcast of the year, we're going back to Scoob.
The last podcast ever.
Of any podcast.
All right. The only other news thing to talk about this week, and it's like a small thing. I guess I don't know if I have much to say. They showed some more footage. They showed like the first real footage of the very anticipated SpongeBob spin-off Camp Coral, and it looks unfinished, to say the least.
I like how like the animation looks. Like,
yeah, the way they
from like the 3 seconds.
The way they move is fine. The bigger problem is the rendering of that show looks like worse than Fanboy and Chum Chum, which came out like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Which makes it feel. I mean, I guess would that just be a case of just having to like produce them quickly?
I have to imagine, yeah.
Man, I feel like they're probably trying to just pump out SpongeBob shit. Like,
Yeah.
rapid speed. It's like that episode where SpongeBob has to go and get the jellyfish jam for Mr. Krabs.
Well, the other thing is someone in chat saying this. They've heard people say that the footage they've shown is unfinished, which adds more questions to the fact, like, why would they release so much unfinished stuff? Because there was that teaser image they said was unfinished. Now they released footage they said is unfinished. How much of this show that they've released so far is unfinished?
What if this is like the biggest animated project of all time, and it's just such a resource dump that, like, this is all they could show us.
This is
right
the
now.
Cyberpunk 77 of, like, baby cartoons.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
When it releases, the ground texture is just going to be photos of rocks repeating, like in Fire Emblem Warriors.
Hey SpongeBob, you're gonna need some. I was gonna make a Keanu Reeves joke, but you can do that because he exists in the SpongeBob universe now.
I can't
Keanu
believe
Reeves.
it. Keanu Reeves appeared in unfinished products.
Yeah. I can't believe Keanu Reeves was, like, unironically one of the best parts of that movie.
What do you mean you can't believe? He's a wholesome, amazing
Chungus.
I'm not like a wholesome Chungus Keanu lover type person, but, like, credit where it's due, he was one of the things that I thought was okay in that movie.
He's a fun guy.
Yeah.
I'm fun.
He seems alright from what I know about him. I don't have anything against him.
And remember people were saying he was like a depressed looking guy.
And the Keanu bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put the Keanu bench on the screen, Ryan, for
No.
all of our casual fans.
Keanu? What the fuck is the Keanu bench?
What the Keanu? Look up Keanu bench.
Oh.
I bet that's like the first image.
Is this like a scene from, like, the new movie he was in? What is it called? Ted and Todd's Excellent Wonderful Adventure?
Oh yeah.
This
I wanted to see that, but it wasn't online at the
That's from
time.
like 10 years ago. This Keanu bench.
This is I think you know like Nintendo like articles always use that image of Sad Mario. They like a set. I think every sad article about Cyberpunk 77 should use this.
That's pretty good. Why have I never seen? That's really good, actually.
What's everyone's favorite
Like-
sad Mario they use in all the articles? What's everyone's favorite sad Mario image?
I like the
Well,
one
how
where
many
it's
are
like
there?
sitting down and it's framed in blue and black. You know that one?
Yeah, that one's interesting because no one knows where it came from.
Where he's like his cap is like that.
Yeah, there was like a huge thing like find where that image came from, and the most anyone's able to come up with was like they think the model's from Double Dash, but it's very much not from like the image isn't from Double Dash, so nobody knows the source of this image.
It's from the Double Dash piracy screen.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's something
And there's also the Super Mario Run, Sad Mario.
Oh my god.
Where he just kind of looks like disappointed in you.
I got one more.
I'm a big fan of the Mario plus Rabbids Sad Mario from like the scene where like Spawny falls off a cliff, because every time I look at it, I think of that YouTube thumb that's like the Illumination Mario movie will be terrible, and it uses this image of like Sad Mario.
Mhm.
My
There's
favorite San Mario is the "What is wrong with my penis" or something.
What?
There was like the text where there's text someone posted, this DM someone posted, where someone just writes like Mario at the end. It's like, "What is wrong with my penis?"
Can we
And he
see
just
that?
put like that Mario after he breaks his shield in Brawl.
Oh, I know the one. Hold on. Let me
Yeah,
get
okay, that is one.
let me get what are wrong with my penis on screen. This is a really great podcast episode.
I'm saying that word.
That nasty word. I'm the censors, and I want to ban all sexuality. But I love violence. I'm the corrupt, hypocritical American media.
Wow, this is a really great Animaniacs joke.
And get the robot chicken Mario.
What? You're requesting? Oh, okay. I know the one
No,
you're
I
talking.
feel like
Right.
the Fire Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Yeah. What am I hearing? Hello?
Hello.
What?
I'm having to gather all the sad Marios everyone's asking me to put on screen.
I feel like for the next Smash game, they should actually go for Brawl style, but even more intense.
Uh huh. I think you're
And
right.
I feel like they should go and make it that Kirby has fur.
What's that one anime fighting game where everyone looks greasy as hell and it's ugly as shit?
That's
Oh,
Shonen
Jump
Jump.
Force.
Yeah, they should make that with like Mario.
Well, I mean, Mario probably is pretty
Brawl
greasy.
2. It's Brawl 2.
I fucking hate this image of the Michael Hero Academia nut kid in this game. He looks like he fucking literally jumped into a vat of grease and then said, "Okay, I'm gonna go fight Goku now."
Yeah. Apparently,
anyone-
someone took a look at the later DLC and noticed that they changed the art style to look less realistic because they knew everyone hated it.
Oh.
Like, just
Did anyone
compare the
go-
DLC characters to, like, the base roster. It's ridiculous.
All right, well,
Did anyone go to school with someone who wanted Mario Kart Wii 2?
Mario Kart Wii 2? I didn't. I didn't, but I went to school with a bunch of my friends, and they all wanted Mario Kart Triple Dash, which would be a Mario Kart game with 3 characters in the cart. And then one of my friends said, no, that wouldn't work. They had to do Mario Kart 4 kart, where it's like 4 people in one cart.
Wait, why would 4 work better than?
Because it's
What
a
does that look like?
I think their
But
logic
4
is like,
people can play as once.
I think the logic of like, you know, this like 12-year-old, like 6-year-old like thought process is like, oh, 4 is a multiple of 2.
Just flexing your math skills, your little baby kindergarten math skills.
I mean, yeah.
Now you said there was only 2 news things.
Oh, do you have one?
But, well, there's the new cartoon beatbox battle.
All right, what do you have to say about the new
News.
cartoon beatbox battle, Patrick versus Pennywise?
What do you? Look
James
at it.
Baxter was wild for the animation.
Yeah, well, they got James Baxter animation. James Baxter. It's gonna be like the Smash Brothers screen. It's gonna say Verbal Ace X James Baxter. What if they added? What would they add for like that screen? And like if they did that in Smash Brothers, what would it be like a James Baxter collaboration? Like
Ooh.
they'd have.
What
So
ca-
the Mii costume. The Mii costume would be like James Baxter from Adventure Time. Like the
Okay,
horse.
okay.
But like, what would be like the character that they would add?
For James Baxter?
I guess the horse.
Well,
what is
hold
his name,
on.
Cinnamon.
What we have to think of the scenes of James Baxter's animated. He's done Beauty and the Beast. He did the scene where Pops died from regular show. He did that one. He did Steven Universe Hug. He's done way more. He did an Animal Crossing animation, so they can add Animal Crossing again if they want that. And then he's done James Baxter horse from Adventure Time.
He also did like Jake Spider Monkey's butt.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
Yes,
he
he
did.
did. When his butt was flinging in the air.
No, he didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
There's like a scene in Mind Your Partner's Monkey where he had like beautifully animated cheeks, and if you look in the credits, James Baxter.
You're telling a fucking fib.
Right, I think you just spoiled the regular show for some people.
The scene where Pops what? Oh.
Yeah, he was fighting Goku, and then Goku beat Pops with a spirit bomb.
Was it Goku or Vegeta?
Goku, Vegeta can't use the spirit
Oh
bomb.
yeah. Anyway, the cartoon beatbox battles. Pennywise versus Patrick. Did we all watch it?
I did.
I did.
I didn't, but I've seen some of the older ones.
Yeah, this one has like. Someone told me, and I looked this up on IMDb. Some of the people that are credited on the latest episode of cartoon beatbox battles. Hey guys, it's me, Verbal Ace, beatboxer from outer space. IMDb. Some of the people on the credited in the for the animation were on IMDb, and they worked on like Timon and Pumbaa and like the Little Mermaid animated show. Like some real prolific animators.
Yeah, no, it looked nice. Like they definitely have improved the quality of that, which is impressive for like a little silly cartoon beatbox
There's
show.
a lot of genuine skill going on with those.
Yeah, and it just makes me think about like what. It's such a weird thing where like internet animation can kind of become its own like revenue for like things like this.
Mhm.
Like like actual productions that have like a studio's worth of people working on it.
Mhm.
Well, it's interesting
Um,
that like people can do that because everything I've heard from like people who have tried animation on YouTube is that it's really hard to do because
Yeah.
YouTube wants constant content for you. Like they want like weekly uploads, and when you're an animator, that's literally impossible. So like
Yeah.
it's really hard to do animation on YouTube. So anyone who's still doing it is like they have to have like a Patreon or something.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
think the thing is like a lot of if another part of it is just being popular enough to like have enough money to like pay like teams of animators.
Mhm.
Like a lot of the biggest animators on YouTube, like have like teams of people
Yeah,
that do the things for them.
Mm.
And I just think it's interesting that, like this like cartoon beatbox battles can have like a whole sort of like production team of animators with like actually like prolific work. But it's like it's just weird because it's like it's something like you couldn't have Pennywise versus Patrick like that on like TV.
hmm
It's like an interesting like how would it be if you were someone who like worked on like Disney TV animation and now you're doing like Patrick versus Pennywise, not in a like it's like a shameful thing sense, because no, I think they're pretty neat, but like just thinking like this is like because he couldn't do that on TV really. It's like something that could only happen on the internet,
yeah.
but it's also like really you're doing like really good work for it. I don't know. I'm kind of ranting and
No,
rambling here, but
I get what you're going for.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
It's just
remember.
very
Yeah.
unprecedented in like how there's been like a history of like over 100 years of animation, but this is sort of like the first time that can really be indie-tized like this.
and it's
Like-
making me wonder like are like companies gonna like get more angry at things like this if they're gonna like if they're gonna start like having like professional animators, are they gonna see that as a threat at all? Like, I don't know. I hope not, but
As long as it's
just
Five Nights
weird.
at Freddy's, you're good. Scott Cawthon's like, oh, that shit's dope.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
remember.
do whatever the hell you want with Five Nights at Freddy's. Do whatever the hell you want with Toho. Do whatever the hell you want with like what else is
Undertale.
really
There's like a million kajillion Undertale AU animations on YouTube.
Undertale.
Yeah.
There's a certain. It's just sort of funny that like indie works are the least protected and like or the least franchised, and so like there's sort of the most to lose with letting other people use it, but also they're usually the most chill about letting other people use it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Right,
like-
because it's like I think it's just a thing of like you can't start acting like you're so big, because you'd seem like a jerk then.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's just also just like it feels so silly. It's like the big companies like Disney and Nintendo have the least to lose, but they're the ones that are just most hard ass about that stuff.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's interesting because I mean, like the biggest thing for me, the one is like the Five Nights at Freddy's thing, because like Scott Cawthon is literally just like supporting fan game, like he's like allowing them to exist, like giving them funding and backing and stuff, and it's like interesting, like someone who's like on a smaller end like that would like, because like he probably has enough money now, he probably doesn't care, he's like, oh, I have money from this, it doesn't matter, if people want to do stuff with my stuff, I'm good, you guys have fun. Whereas like
I think there's also. Oh wait, go on.
and then it's weird. Someone who's like all the money in the world, like times that, like Nintendo is like a million times that, and they would get so defensive about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's sort of like remembering how Scott Cawthon started and where he was sort of probably humbled him, and then sort of just made him want to help nurture people who could do great stuff despite
Yeah,
like any sort of
I can understand that where it's sort of like,
Yeah.
oh, it's part of your roots, but at the same time, like, video games are such a new industry that, like, a lot of the like head executives of Nintendo and companies like that, they were also grassroots in a sense. I mean, it's like back when Miyamoto got started, he was also essentially just like some guy who was just like making a thing for people. So it's like, but then you can see sort of how it turned out with like him being one of the executives of Nintendo and Nintendo being like that.
I guess it's a thing of like just the specific like modern
Mhm.
culture of like being
Yeah.
on the internet is
And
just so
plus,
different.
I think the difference is that like Miyamoto went into an already established company that's been around for like 200 years, while Scott Cod is just one guy who probably only
Mhm.
has to like consult legal advisors and stuff.
Mm.
Uh,
Copyright law is really like it's crazy.
It
Like
sucks.
it's weird because it's like I think it's like made. It wasn't made to protect like huge companies. It's more like for individuals to hold
Hmm.
like
Mhm.
things that they make. But now it's sort of kind of become the inverse, where now it's like these huge corporations are the ones who are like thinking like they have to like protect their brands with their lives. Like Mickey Mouse, like the image of Mickey Mouse is going to be threatened by anything.
and honestly, speaking of Mickey, they're so weird with like what they approve for Mickey, like what is okay for Mickey, what's not. Like they'll give Mickey like the safest image in the world, and like the Nuke shorts like have like a fucking episode about Goofy voring everything, and then Mickey and Minnie have a date inside Goofy.
Yeah. But yeah, cartoon beatbox battles. Check it out. Season 2 is coming.
Before we get
It's
into
gonna
like
add Undertale.
before we get into kind of the what we watched or played this week thing, our good friend, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I haven't said your name out loud ever. Cersei, is that right?
It's pronounced circle.
Circle.
It's not. I'm kidding.
They have sent me a very exciting image. I'm going to put it on screen now.
Okay. Let me look at the screen. Oh my god!
What,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So it looks like Rosa's sources were onto something here.
Yeah.
But that's not Seth Rogen.
That's this one scene. This is before they meet Seth. He's driving
Oh,
her
yeah.
to Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen, they help reconnect Seth Rogen because his daughter, Simareka, renamed to Samantha USA.
I can't believe the fans harassed Paramount.
To change Shirno's design.
Yeah.
Who do you think
Her original design.
who do you think's gonna voice Shirno in this movie?
Who voiced
Kristen
Mabel?
Shaw. Kristen Shaw. Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's not the exact same
I was
thing.
gonna say that too.
I mean, it fits. It works.
That fucking Mario movie pose. Who else is Christian fucking Shaw? Alright, so this is the
It's
part
gonna
of,
be voiced by Tina Fey.
oh my god.
Sorry.
This is the part of the show where
you run away. Wait, check our views. View check. 37 viewers.
oh, the cloud! Give it to me! Zorby!
What is our peak on this show?
I think our peak was actually this episode. We were at like 42 for a bit.
Wow, maybe we should have like normal intros now.
So this is the part of the show where we just kind of talk about, we just say like one or two, maybe, thing you kind of watched or played this week.
Say 4. Let's do 4 things.
Rosa usually comes the most prepared for this, so I usually start with her. Rosa, what do you have to say?
Well, I did watch a few things, but I guess for a quickie, I saw Little Nicky before the podcast, and like it was either that or Victorious, but like I needed to play Pokemon to watch Victorious, so like I saw Little Nicky and like yeah, that's an Adam Sandler movie, huh? But it's sort of more surreal for the fact that like the weird occasional CGI stuff, but like also Adam Sandler when he's doing like some weird bit like a weird character quirk, it's like honestly so bad, and like why even bother?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, don't watch Little Nicky.
Alright.
But,
like the Leon Kennedy hair.
Yeah,
Why did
and
I
like
say
that
that?
Game
I've
Boy.
never played Resident Evil in my life.
But I also saw the latest season of Great Pretender.
And this is the show you talk to me a lot about, and I know nothing about, but you really like this. Tell me what you like about it.
It's a show that keeps you on edge. It doesn't show its cards until the end. It's a show you gotta watch for the first 5 episodes.
Okay.
Like BoJack.
Yeah, it's something you definitely gotta see its first 5 episodes to get the whole gist of the series.
Okay.
Because that's when it all. Yeah.
I'm looking at images of it right now. I didn't know this was an anime. For some reason, I thought it was a live action show.
Oh no, it was an anime. That's why I saw it like an anime like on Netflix. Like, oh, I'll give it a watch because it was advertising and stuff, and like, oh, it was like, this is really good.
What are we talking about? I blanked out.
The
What
Great Pretender. It's on Netflix. All 4 seasons. But yeah, give the first episode a watch because it's really fun, and you'll be surprised. And another thing I read today recently, I read the race arc of City.
So it's just a clarification what City is. If you watched or read the Nichijou, that show and manga, this is the not sequel but like same universe.
It's
it's the Milo Murphy to Nichijou.
Yeah, basically, because like Mio from Nichijou is confirmed to be in the series, but she's only ever referred to by last name.
Yeah,
There's like hints. She's a manga artist at that point. She does a lot of publishing and whatever. She was last seen with like an arm injury and has to delay a manga.
God, that's so sad. They keep just going with like, oh, Neo finally got her dream Nichijou to be a manga artist, and she is fucking miserable.
Well, like, at that point, she's like between her 30s and 40s. No, probably 40s, maybe 30. It really depends, because like there's implication that like there's a family called the Tanabe family, and there's implication that like Yuko is probably like been married into that family. But at the same time, it's also Nichijou, and they're probably gonna do like that thing with Cheeseburger Girl. That's always a chance.
So I have not read much of City. I've seen tidbits of it, but it's something I've been meaning to read because it's something that I like. It's about like because Nichijou is about high schoolers. This is about people like in their kind of early 20ish, like early adulthoods, and that's an age range I like to see stories about because I feel like it's always like either high schoolers or like older people. I kind of like stuff that's kind of in that age range.
Yeah.
It's something I've been meaning to read, and I want to.
Yeah, here's the thing about City. It actually covers different age ranges, not just adults, young adults, but also like some parents, like older parents, like the Tanabe father, Manabe. He's like a pathetic man.
What man isn't?
Yeah, and like if that's in like, yeah, his character is just being a pathetic man, the pathetic man, and everyone's just like, wow. Then there's like,
oh god,
and then there's like his kids. I forgot one kid's name, but there's like his daughter, who I feel like it's like a secondary main character in a way, where like her and her friend constantly have like more attention drawn to her next to Mikuro, Nagomo, and Wako, who are like the new trio. But it's sort of funny because like just like it's more of Nichijou, but like with different people, and it feels like more of an anthology.
Kichi, maybe I pronounced this wrong. Kichi Araawi. He's really. I think he's really good at like large ensemble casts. Like there's not because Nichijou has a lot of characters. Like there's like the kind of 4-ish, 5-ish main ones, but like it has a lot of like side characters, and I think he's really good at like. There's not a single character in Nichijou I'm like, oh, we have to focus on this character for a bit. Like everyone's enjoyable to an extent, and I think that's impressive because that's not something that's always easy to do.
It really is the continuation from like what he was doing with nearing the end of the run of Nichijou. You know, and it's really interesting.
It's something I wanted to read. I'll need to get around to because I enjoyed Nichijou a lot, and I imagine because this is something that will appeal to me even more in a few ways. I probably need to.
And like even then, these are like completely different characters. I think the trios do have like similarities to like the original trio, but the thing is, they're still different, completely different people. You know, like Nagomo, she's she's pretty much like nothing like Yoko, but she fills in that spot Yoko filled in. But like she's more has more vices to her because like she's like consistently gambling and getting into debt.
Oh, so it's Kaiji now, huh?
She's like not in debt. No, instead of like gambling to pay off her debt, she's like working as a part-time delivery girl for like the Tanabe family, who aren't even that good of a business. But no, she's also in debt to like her landlord, her friend Nikura, and maybe Wako. Maybe Wako. I don't know. Wako's like a weird character.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, yes. There's a thing about Nikura. She she follows around Nagomo. She has a. It's implied she has some sort of admiration for Nagomo, and it's like not the same as she has it for now, but in the racing arc, it sort of pops up again of like what was that admiration towards her was that made it borderline romantic.
After Nishijo, I'm just like, I'm not going to take just hints. You need to make a character like actually show that they're in love with like another girl or whatever.
Yeah, I hope,
Yeah.
I hope
Like
they
I
go
like
for it.
Nishijo, but it's like I like Nishijo's please. They need to go a bit further, and like I don't want them to do that
Yeah.
like pro.
It feels like they're going a bit further because there are just these moments. It feels like there was this moment that feels like very intimate in a weird way. I told Brian a few times before, but there's also like this bit. Okay, it's like Nikura has this locket, and in this locket is like Nagomo from when she was back in high school, and like that's like her only thing she kept from then. And it's like it's sort of implied that like she really admires that athletic Nagomo from when she was young compared to like Nagomo then or now.
We'll get there.
Well,
I promise.
yeah.
I can't promise, but I hope.
Yeah, it's just like I'm waiting to see what happens.
So, Seep and Hannah, did you also watch or play or read anything this week?
I've got some stuff that I could talk about.
Okay.
I mean, well, here, this is just like, I mean, I've been watching these guys play a lot of Pokemon Silver lately, and like, of course, you've all played Pokemon Silver.
Sorry, stop talking.
whatever.
I hate Pokemon. I hate it. I hate Pikachu.
Oh, that Pikachu just makes my blue blood boil.
Anyway, go
Bring
on.
back National Olympics, destroy it.
Go on. Sorry.
Okay, so I was just thinking that's like people like get on Pokemon's case a lot for like always going back to Kanto and like enough of Kanto, but it's like the funny thing is I'm thinking like I'd like to go back to Kanto if we actually got another different look at it because like I feel like Pokemon Gold, Silver, Crystal is actually the best remake of Kanto than anything that came after in the sense that like Fire Red, Leaf Green is just a direct retelling, and then Let's Go YouTube is just like the exact same thing over and over again. It's like it's so interesting in Gold Silver, like you go there, it's like, oh, it's the same place, but it's like years later. It's like the island's been destroyed, the gym leaders and stuff have switched around, the circumstances have changed. Like that's really interesting. I'd like to revisit Pokemon regions, but we're actually seeing them at a different point in time instead of just here's the same story again.
I remember when Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee kind of first leaked, because they got leaked like far ahead of when they were announced. That was what I think a lot of people I saw wanted out of that game, was like another kind of like different take on Kanto. Like, because like you're right, I actually totally agree with you. I think Gen 2's take on Kanto is like the coolest, because we've gone back to Kanto like 400 times, but like nothing's topped that. And it's true. I feel like you could do something with Kanto by showing how much it evolved, but they never do. It's always the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah. And actually, I think the fact that like being able to go back to Kanto as like a post game content is like was really interesting. But at this point now, with like remakes and everything, they probably wouldn't do that again.
yeah,
It really.
I mean, that's Game Freak or Pokemon Company. Still, just in general, there's been a lot of lately like we have to be as safe as possible in how we go and view our classic things. Like Nintendo, Mario, you are not allowed to go and see like any new Mario characters. That is not loyal to the brand. That is a risk that they cannot take.
I mean, I feel very passionate about the way Pokemon brands itself right now, and how I think it's very boring, and I've lost a lot of interest in this series over the years. Because like Mario has that too, but Mario also has the advantage that even like it still does new things. I feel like it does a lot of new and creative things. Where like Pokemon, because like Luigi's Mansion 3 and Mario Odyssey, they go for the weird stuff. Like they still push for weird stuff, like new ideas. I feel like Pokemon feels very restrained now. Like it can't even get to like any sort of like I've not been excited by Pokemon in a long time. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
She hates it.
I hate it. It's true. I hate Pikachu. I hate Eevee. I hate all of those little bitches except Durant.
What?
Durant.
Fucking Durant. And then also, I mean, I started rewatching Kimono Friends with one friend, and that's like good. Also, just sad to watch just because of how it ended up turning out. And also, I've been watching Eagle Heart with Ryan, which
That's
is
true.
like
We did watch Eagle
live
Heart
action
together.
regular show.
Yeah. So if you don't know what Eagle Heart is, it's a show about like a sheriff guy, and he is just the worst guy in the world. But everything always works out in his way, and it's just imagine the tone of regular show in live action. But like for adults, it's wild. And, like the third season has like a story arc. It's and he like causes like climate change to solve a mystery. It's a lot.
There's a lot of tone changes and a lot of I think that's something I just have come to really appreciate a lot in shows is things that like where a lot of humor is derived from tone changes and like kind of aping off of other genres and things like that, and just being able to really mimic things where it's like you can just feel it's like, oh, I haven't seen this before, but I feel like I've seen it before. I think that's a feeling that's really hard to get in a lot of shows, and I feel like it's something that when it works really well. I think that's what regular show did somewhat.
Adult Swim has problems, obviously, but there's something I appreciate about Adult Swim is that above any other network on TV right now is they do pick up a lot of weird stuff. Like they'll air like weird one-off shorts and stuff, and I think that's fun. Like what's that guy's name? He makes like the music with the claymation.
Salver?
Yeah, they did like they've done a few shorts with him. I always enjoy when they do stuff like that. They were the people who saved Tuca and Bernie from dying, which is appreciated.
There's right now it's like also that they're like moving away from just comedy stuff. Like they're doing Uzumaki, which is a Junji Ito horror manga, which is like really creepy that they're going to be doing that. It's like I'm looking forward to that, even though it's also going to scare me shitless. But it's just like it just seems like kind of a place where like weird animation and things like that can just sort of go.
they're letting Gendy do Primal too, which is pretty like it's not a comedy or anything. It's like a kind of atmospheric like.
It's like a spiritual successor to Samurai Jack.
Yeah, it's like what takes best about Samurai Jack and kind of evolves into like it doesn't need to make for kids too either. So like, and I think that's neat that they allow that kind of stuff to exist.
Yes.
And also they did Too Many Cooks.
Yeah.
Too many cooks.
Takes a lot to make us stew.
What it's made with me and you.
And the baby too.
And the baby too.
Eagle.
I love and the baby too.
Yeah. Oh, it's good.
Did anybody watch Full House growing up?
I did, yes.
I know a lot of kids watched it. And I was like, I don't get it. It sucks shit.
I don't think I liked it. It's just it was on, and like if you're like, yeah, I'll watch it. It's on. Because you're like a kid, you don't question that stuff. You're just like, well, it's on.
Yeah, it's sort of like also like watching Friends. It's on.
The exception to that is when I was a kid and I watched Rocket Power. They'd be like, I change the channel. I don't watch Rocket Power. Change the channel. I fucking hate this. Change the channel. Fucking hate Rocket Power.
As a kid, I refused to watch any kind of live-action Nickelodeon show. Like, I am not watching iCarly. I am not watching Drake and Josh. I'm not I was like, I hated anything live action.
And
then Cartoon Network, which was like my bastion.
Oh
It
no.
betrayed me. Betrayed me.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh god, that whole era. Everyone ever has. Every fucking every cartoon YouTuber, every YouTuber ever has talked about CN Real. It is so funny they did that. Like they were so desperate for ratings, they did that, and none of it worked. And they aired Adventure Time regular show, and everyone loved it. It's like, oh, people just want good cartoons.
That's the thing that always gets me about like it's like the thing that gets me about people are like, I mean, obviously we always make fun of like cow arts, blah blah blah, and like people being like modern Cartoon Network so stupid. But it's just like it's so defanged, but it's like, okay, but no matter what, you have to say we've already seen rock bottom. We aren't going any lower than back then.
Yeah.
Even if it's bad now, it still will never be back then.
That does remind me. I think Nick said this when we had him on. We were talking about the SpongeBob movie. People were saying like the new one's like the lowest point of the series. Like, is it really those? There was already like the Splinter episode and like Squidward turning to a baby and shitting himself episode. Is that really rock bottom for SpongeBob? Like a mediocre movie.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Someone in the chat mentioned this, but this is some other news about new iCarly.
I don't have anything to say on the new iCarly.
Does anybody
Like,
have any
what were
clue?
you
I don't have anything to say on the old Carly.
like? I don't know. I guess because of like, since it was like a web show and stuff. Yeah, but like, what can you really do now?
Okay, think about it. How has like the internet landscape changed since 2008? And
Oh
what
shit!
are
GB's
the
gonna
new
go online and
things
say a
that
slur.
Like,
would there be
um,
like esports? What would it be?
I think they should just make a show about like Spencer joining esports. They don't need to have anyone else. Just have like
I
the
mean,
Spencer esports show.
they did
That's
have like an episode where he played World of Warcraft and then went to a con.
There should be an episode where Spencer. Okay, so Spencer, he's just he's an average guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Spencer Shea, the artist that sets everything on fire.
Yeah, of
So
course.
let's say like in the
Like-
bad in the iCarly world, things, crime is kind of going up. Things are a little more dangerous in the world.
No,
And
no.
so Spencer goes to work for an agency, like a spy agency.
Is this a fucking
I
tough,
knew it.
Is this a tough puppy joke? Is that what you're building up to? Dudley puppy was a plain old mutt. Plain old mutt.
I don't know what you're referencing. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Tough Puppy
Puppy.
is the show that Butch Hartman made with the voice of Spencer from iCarly.
I never watched that shit. I
You're
can
not-
do better than that.
You're not missing much, to be frank. Unless you...
I
What
had
do you think of-
standards as a kid.
Unless you're like, I think the furry community really liked it.
Unless you're really into the cat girl, you have nothing.
I
Yeah.
think the furry community was really into the cat girl. I don't know if anything else really. I don't know if they like the villain.
Oh, I'm the crazy villain. I talk like this in every episode.
Depends on the person.
But what do we think of Butch Hartman's like Matrix tweet?
What? That's one tweet! I don't have anything to say about Butch Hartman's Matrix tweet.
It's what now?
Cersei and I were talking about it. If you go on Butch Hartman's Twitter, he said like the Matrix, and it's just a picture of him standing at a beach, and he looks like a. Cersei said that he looks like a flat earther.
I mean, that's what hurts is that like I wouldn't be surprised if he tweeted that because he vaguely understands what red pilled means and thought that it was cool or something. Like
Uh-huh.
that really does sound like what it is. Like he's a conservative, but he's such an like old, outdated religious Bible thumper type that the exact amount of he'd want to be part of this, but also wouldn't understand it at all.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he wants to be like? He wants to like rebrand his image. He's like the canceled man that was kicked from Nickelodeon. And now he's
God.
gonna, like speak his truth.
Oh my god. I mean, he kind of was trying that for a
that's the
bit,
kind of
wasn't he?
person he is, but
I feel like
I don't know what he's doing.
right when he left Nick, he was kind of like, yeah, they betrayed me. Kind of stuff. Like he kind of trying to make.
So now I'm gonna make vlogs for 7-year-olds.
I mean, I've been thinking about how like a lot of things have been recontextualized as the years go on, and like I was watching this movie, and one of the characters in it is just like sort of the jokey tinfoil wearing, "Oh, the government's out to get us" guy. It's like those characters don't work anymore. It feels like it's like I
Yeah.
see it where it's like, oh, it's the crazy conspiracy guy. Now it's just like every crazy conspiracy guy nowadays is just a neo-Nazi. I mean, it's just like it just isn't feel like they try to go and make these sort of apolitical archetypes that just doesn't work now.
It's kind of like, to a lesser degree, like the sympathetic nerd type character, like the geek, like, you know, the fucking Sheldon from like My Life as a Teenage Robot. Like now, like when you were young, you might have felt sympathy. Now it's like that guy sucks. I want to see more episodes of Jenny and her like other friends. So I guess back on like what we watched or played this week. I don't have much to say. I didn't do much because this week besides watch the show with Hannah. I have however been playing through Mario Odyssey again for the first time, like a real playthrough since it came out. I did some brief speed runs of it for a bit, but this is kind of my first casual playthrough of it, and I gotta say, I was worried going back into it the magic would wear off, and everyone's like, oh, they're right, this is gonna suck. The magic's gonna, I'm gonna come back and hate this game. But to my delight, I still it's still my favorite 3D Mario, I think. I learned recently. I've learned so much with this game. Replayed it about the dog character specifically. I learned if you're near an enemy, the dog will bark at them, and I think that's the best.
That's pretty base.
Is it?
Yeah.
Vivian, did you come in here just to tell me, just to be mean about me liking Mario Odyssey? Did you come in here just to yell at me for it?
Alright, break it up, you two. Don't pick fights with the chat, our beloved chat.
Something I appreciate about that game is the brutal boss fights. You know, they're pretty simple, but what I like about them is despite, because you know, with Boom Boom and like Pom Pom, for example, most of the boss like
and
those
ding,
kind of
and wee wee
and ding ding and wee wee. There's usually only one way to beat them. Like you have to wait for their phase to stop and then you jump on them. What I kind of like about the brutals and their like kind of smaller fights is I think it's neat they have multiple ways to kind of speed up the fight if you're good enough. Like what's her name, Harriet, when she's like in her UFO form, if you can like aim the bomb she's dropping correctly, you could speed up her like dropping phase, and I think that's cool. Same with like Spirit, if you can jump on his hat fast enough, you can speed up his like spinning. I think that's a neat little boss fight design thing.
In general, that feels sort of like the gameplay philosophy of Super Mario Odyssey. Where it's like, okay, we have an intended route, but also we're giving you the option to do all these other more complicated things that are faster or more crazy if you want to do that. You don't have to. It's like how on top of almost every structure, which is hard to get up to, if there isn't even any moons, they'll still just like put a stack of coins, just like, hey, good job getting up here.
Yeah. No, I think that's kind of how I like Odyssey, because I feel like Sunshine sucks, but it's my other favorite one. And what I like about Odyssey is it feels like a fully realized version of what Sunshine was trying to do. It takes a lot of the ideas, like kind of like a story within a 3D open Mario game, and Sunshine kind of awkwardly did that. Not that the story's like bad or anything, it's just the progression system of that game is really kind of broken, because you need to only do the main ones to beat the game, so like all the extra ones feel like useless. But in Odyssey, you could do whatever you want, like to get to the story, and I think that's fun.
Yeah.
And I really love because you know it's a Mario story of the day. It's very simple, but I love the idea of kind of contextualizing each world by like, oh, Bowser did something in this world and it affected the world, and each world is contextualized with that. And I think that's really neat.
Yeah, I haven't played it in a while, like from beginning to end, but I do remember like I love how it does feel like there's a story going on with it. Like I like the wedding motif.
Yeah,
it's like it's such a like, you know, minor spin seemingly on like the Peach kidnapping story, but I do like how they, like, you see like posters for their wedding, and like there's a lot of things you do, like, oh, here Bowser took like this like dress.
It's a good like Bowser characterization, and like sort of shows that both he's a villain, then like, oh, he wants to kidnap the girl, but also like he sort of sees himself as like this romantic who, like And like
Yeah.
he wants to get out, but also he wants it to be like his perfect wedding, and like that really captures his
Yeah.
character well.
Nitro Rat
He
made
styled his
a,
hair and everything.
made a really good video about the like ending of Odyssey and like how he felt like it's kind of summarized these characters perfectly. Like you kind of sit there and realize, oh, these are cartoon characters, and like you think about your relationship with these characters. I don't remember exactly what he said, but really like think about it, and it was I think it's true. Like these
It's
are
sort of like your relation with the characters,
like
the player, and
he had the theory that the final song of the game that you play when you're like doing the smash with the block thing, he thought that song was about you and Mario, not like Mario and Peach or like Bowser and Peach. He thought the song was about you and Mario, and I think that's an interesting look on that. About like I think Mario Odyssey is kind of a culmination of years and years of like Mario as a series.
I mean, that's sort of interesting. I feel like there's just been a lot of this lately where like games have wanted to focus a lot both on legacy and also moving forward. It's like I think that's a lot of what Kirby Star Allies was, where it's sort of like we have this legacy and we want to go and talk about it, but I don't know how to put it.
I
It
think
just seems like there's legacy has been big focus lately of like, oh, we go back with all this stuff and like that's what Smash Bros. Ultimate is with having every character.
Well, I think it's interesting in Mario Odyssey's case because like it is very much about that. Like it does feel like honoring Mario's legacy, but it's interesting because so much of that game is new stuff too. Because like there's so many new like that game takes place entirely outside the Mushroom Kingdom, which I think is interesting. Like this is like callbacks. You know, like the whole New Donk City segment is basically a giant callback to Donkey Kong. But it's interesting how much of that game is just weird new stuff, and I think that's why I like it so much. Just I've come to appreciate over the years when a series is around for so long, I don't really care about them doing the same thing over and over again. Like I've never been one that's like, oh, they changed the Turtles designs, I hate this now. It's like this has been around for so long, just do whatever you want. And that's what the Mario experiences recently I've loved the most are the ones where they do weird, like Luigi's Mansion 3 is almost exclusively new weird characters. Mario Odyssey is almost exclusively weird new locations and characters. Mario plus Rabbids is a really weird crossover idea that introduces like new Rabbids characters, and I think that's fun. And when a series is so old, I think that's what I care about more, is just doing weird new stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Which leads me to my theory, back where I'm wrapping it back around to Pokemon. I think Pokemon should license itself out to other studios that have ideas for Pokemon, and that's a good way to bring life into the series again.
More spin-off series again in between like generations. Like the same that they were like Pokemon Rangers, Mystery Dungeon, Poke Park.
License Pokemon to live.
That's like the Toho fan group. It's a weird situation for Toho in the sense that like it really doesn't do much new with the games, like ever. But at the same time, it's in a weird situation where having fan games made of it is like sort of part of the DNA of Toho, to the point where it's like, okay, even if the actual official Toho games like are pretty straight or like kind of don't deviate much, that's because it's sort of expected that every other genre of Toho thing will be filled in by fans. Where it's like, okay, well, the fans will make a kart racing game type thing.
Yeah,
and like that's just sort of like that's just like sort of part of it, where it's like it doesn't need to change too much because its inherent structure is one that like is collaborative with fans.
Seep, did you watch or play or read anything this week?
Yeah, today I was watching some Five Nights at Freddy's TikToks.
Okay, well, how was it?
Which one?
There's a few.
You sound so uninterested in this.
There's this one where, let me see what it said. There's one with
See.
William Afton. Someone had like a purple guy, like security guard cosplay on.
Well, you're talking about like those TikToks of like guys pretending to be animatronics. I hate those.
Yeah, that's where I actually started.
Ah,
I was watching a couple of those, and it just freaked me out. The song in those freaked me out. I don't even remember how it went, but every time I hear it, it's like an alarm clock. I'm like, I'm awake. But yeah, I was looking at some of those, and I was just looking through the animatronic tag, and like they're just looking at like William Afton cosplays. There's a lot of like Chuck E. Cheese TikToks
and they're all captioned like, "This is a 60-year-old Chuck E. Cheese robot. This is a 40-year-old robot from the Rockfire explosion. This is a 43-year-old Chuck E. Cheese robot."
They're all going through their midlife crises.
This
Yeah.
is Chuck E. Cheese robot in his 20s, like Baby Peanut.
Would you do a TikTok duet with William Afton?
No.
Do you think Chuck E. Cheese? I feel like I've asked this before. Do you think Chuck E. Cheese is ever gonna start indulging like Five Nights at Freddy's stuff? Like they're gonna intentionally like post creepy animatronic pictures like on Twitter for clout?
I mean, aren't they getting rid of the animatronics because of Five Nights at Freddy's?
I think they're getting rid of all of Chuck E. Cheese because it went bankrupt.
Well, yeah, it's also disgusting now, but even before the it's like, I think I was reading like that they were like, okay, this is not our brand. We are not the animatronic place anymore. We need to distance ourselves from this. We are hip and modern. I remember reading that.
I mean, they're always trying to do stuff like that. But the animatronics are just kind of like something. It's less about them and just the fact that they're they're
It's okay, take your
Chuck E.
time.
Cheese puppets. They have the puppets. I think they do have animatronics. I don't know.
What?
Are
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. So anyway, I was just thinking about like, William Afton.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how like, I don't know, it's weird. Do you think he's like, I don't know. Like, would you cosplay as him? Would you do a TikTok duet?
No.
Is he the
It's
bad
just-
one, or is he the one that people like kin?
Yeah, it's like the.
I think
TikTok's
those are the same, Hannah.
No, there's the bad one, and there's the one that people kin who likes to walk.
Yeah, the walking guy. That's
Oh,
Michael.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's the one that people kin.
Ryan. Come on, Ryan.
Michael is the Which one's
It's Michael-
Freddy?
Well, honey, I thought you said you were the FNAF
No,
expert.
okay, hold on. No, I know the whole thing. William Afton, he goes to the store and he does the thing that's bad, and then Michael Afton in Five Nights at Freddy baby location, he gets goobered by the animatronics, and then they walk down the street, and then he dies, and then in Five Nights at Freddy Tycoon on Roblox, they do the final thing where the guy burns down the store, and then you play Five Nights at Freddy's Ultimate Custom Night, and you get the Goofy jump scare.
Goofy?
Goofy jump
Yep.
scare with the popcorn?
Yeah, if you don't keep resetting the popcorn machine, Goofy will jump scare you.
I have not
Oh, hey,
seen any
Mona.
of the Goofy thing you're talking about. I just know that you guys have been talking about popcorn and Goofy. That's all I know. I don't know shit about what you're actually talking about.
Hey, Mona, you getting hungry?
Yeah, actually, I could eat something.
Well, what do you like? Come on.
Just something, just
What?
like a light snack, really.
You like popcorn?
Yeah, I think I do like popcorn.
And Goofy gets the popcorn machine out.
Yeah. And
I
then
got something for you. And then he puts the kernels in. And then that's kind of like the scene in Gremlins with the orange juice, isn't it?
I guess.
You know?
I haven't watched Gremlins in years. I don't remember.
The orange juice machine in Gremlins, they like
haven't seen Gremlins.
Corey Feldman puts an orange in the orange juice machine.
Remember in Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas when Huey, Dewey, and Louie are pretending to be shitty little elves next to the ugly fucking voice actor who voices all the elves character, and then he goes, "They're not coming back, are they?" That was the funniest joke in the world when I was like 12.
Is that the one with where like Dewey, Huey, and Leah like get trapped in a time loop and they turn evil?
No, that's
No,
that's
that
the
was
first one. That was
Yeah,
the first
that
one.
was
This
the
one, and this one they go to the North Pole because they're on the naughty list, and Scrooge tells
Wow, we're at the North Pole.
and Scrooge tells them in a very in character moment that money isn't everything.
Yeah.
I still just can't believe that like DuckTales existed. The original one that like they actually seriously had for its entire run the same character 3 times and with nothing differentiating them. They just did that and they could just do that.
I mean, they were kind of the same character. It was one character, but their gimmick was that there were actually 3
I mean,
that could cause triple trouble.
it's just. I mean, it just seems like compared to modern DuckTales, where there are actually characters, it's just so weird.
Yeah, it
never
is.
gonna
It is. It is weird to imagine. I feel like I don't really like them. Like,
Yeah,
like
when we when,
traditional depictions.
when we watched Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas that one night, I just sat there thinking, I don't like these guys. I kind of hate Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Oh, we have to save the Christmas. Yeah.
I don't like them like being sad. I don't really care about that.
You watch them get sad. It's like, I give a shit. They do cry.
Yeah. I mean, they're just like I don't know. They cause trouble and everyone gets mad at them all the time, and it's just like there's no like I don't know what are they? They're just like they're like a hive mind. They're just one little child.
I think that they'd be better if they were a hive mind, honestly.
Like the delightful children from down the lane.
Yeah, it'd be just be like, make them horror characters. Go ahead. It's better than whatever you're doing now.
That's gonna be an Epic Mickey 3. They're
You
gonna
know, like Murray Christmas.
they're gonna make
Is there an Epic Mickey 2? I do not know.
Yeah, there is. There's Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2 for Nintendo. It was a Wii U launch title.
It had Oswald in it.
I thought he was the bad guy or something.
I think they should.
Oswald?
I think they should make Epic Mickey 3 and then just go all the way with it. They should make it rated M. There should be a horror game. I think Goofy should be like falling apart like a corpse. I think Mickey should be like really like fucked up and evil in it. And then he's like like you think Oswald's the villain, but there's like a twist, and like Mickey's the actual villain. It's like really dark. And then Donald Duck he jump scares you.
Okay.
Yes.
Ryan, be sure
Steve
to
Odekirk.
Ryan, be sure to shill for Teapot. This episode comes out in a week.
Watch The Power of 2. It's a good object show cartoon.
Yeah, my friends worked on it Satomi and Pokey and Boris Wifflewaddle and Bottle and Arlo worked on it. I'm pretty sure Arlo was really working hard behind the scenes animating. It was a terrible.
Yeah, like Arlo chained to somewhere, like just endlessly having to draw cells.
He's like, "Wow, this is so cool! I just drew lightning from Teapot! Wow!"
Oh my goodness.
I'm just imagining Arlo chained up and like screaming like that, and he like you can see him. He's like visibly crying.
Wow, it's so fun! I love it!
He's somehow emaciated, even though he's a puppet.
I can't wait for all 29 of my viewers to go on the first episode of Teapot and say, "Great job, Arlo."
Yes, but they should have a special thanks for Arlo in the credits.
What have I done? So this is the part
Congratulations, Ryan! You just lowered the viewership of Teapot.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Teapot. I'm sorry, everyone.
Arlo had it coming.
All right, this is the part of the show now where we do questions.
You run away.
We do questions. We take questions from the chat. So chat, if you have any questions or like topics for us to talk about, if you want to ask who's the fruitiest character in Smash Bros, I know the answer to that.
Mario.
Pikachu.
It's King K.
Favorite
It's
Nitro game.
King K.
That's a
Rule.
good one.
Is he fruity? I feel like he's more just campy.
No, yeah, he's fruity. I think he's a bit of a fruit.
I mean, he's gay. I just think that he's not specifically Sarah Fruit. I think he's more just you just call him camp.
What about the
That's just my
cartoon? What
opinion
about
on that.
cartoon K. Rule at least?
Yeah, I think that's a good. I think that's a
Which
good
is the
point.
canon personality to me. So
Do we have a favorite Nitro game?
can you
Is it pronounced
What's
Nitro?
Nitro?
Hold on, wait. I like this question. Can you defend Kiddy Kong?
He's a baby.
Well, I certainly can't.
Okay. Hear me out on this. Hear me out. Everyone hates Kiddy Kong, right? They think he's the worst. He ruins Donkey Kong Country 3 because he's a shitty poopy baby. But hear me out. Kiddy Kong only ever appears once, ever. He's in no other game. He literally never appears again. That's his one appearance. So I think since he appears once ever, it's funny. If Kiddy Kong appeared again, he'd probably be annoying. But since he only appears once, it's funny.
What do you think happened to him?
I
don't know.
mean, And I feel like you can also loop it around where like you keep making him appear until he appears so much that it becomes funny again. Where it's like Kitty Kong 27 hitting up a storm.
So did no one else ever play Nitro?
Rob is so. Wait, hold on. I want to read this comment. Rob is kind of a fruit. Catholic-inspired, gothletic, lowly, close, and subspace emissary.
I thought like what? I mean, it is, and that's like consider more like goth boy.
We're learning a lot tonight.
Nitro. Has anyone played Nitro?
What's Nitro?
I never heard of it till today.
I like Skywire 2's music that goes ba da ba da ba boom bum bum ba da ba 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 do ba 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 boom bow ba da da do boom bow bum ba ba da da do boom ba da ba.
I don't know any of this shit.
That's all you need to know.
Okay, that's fair.
I think I played a lot of games on that website. It's a good Flash. You should play it. Everyone should play those Flash games. They're some of the greatest games, Flash games. But I played this one. I think I forgot what it's called. You played as like a little alien octopus that would
The Parasite one.
Yeah, Parasite one. It was like Crash Mind Over Mutant.
Crash. Okay, go on.
Mind of a mutant. Developed by Vicarious Visions.
So yeah, you would like just take control of these animals. I should play that again. There's one where he played as a Yeti, I think, maybe.
My
It's been a while.
criticism of Nitro is it feels like every single game is exactly like 10 levels longer than the point you get bored.
Mm-hmm.
That was, I mean, it's good games. Just always seems like the game goes on just a bit past my patience.
Okay.
Hey, completely,
I don't know. I don't think I've ever beaten a single one.
hey, completely unrelated to anything. I maybe or may not be making a tier list. Which Star Fox character in Smash Brothers is the biggest fruit?
Fox.
Hmm,
Well, I mean,
Fox.
well, Fox. I mean, I think that Fox is a trans
Wolf.
girl, but yeah,
Okay.
Wolf probably. Wolf.
All right,
It's Wolf.
all right. Thank you.
It's clearly.
I was just thinking the one that first comes to mind for me as LGBT is Fox. That doesn't inherently.
Where do we
Fruit,
stand?
fruit,
Where do
yeah.
we stand on the Falco? Where do we all stand on Falco? What do you think about it? What do you think?
I don't. I feel like he's straight.
You think Falco's straight?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm getting some gays in chat.
Homophobic gay.
I mean, Wolf is bisexual. That is like the one that people just don't
Absolutely.
argue on at all.
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe I'll
Know
save.
this to be true.
Maybe I'll save this tier list. I'll do a stream about it tomorrow. That'll be my tomorrow night stream.
Yeah.
I think that we're sleeping on the real answer, which is Slippy Toad.
You'll save
I don't
this.
say that's a mean joke. I think you're not giving Slippy Toad the credit they're due.
Put a pin in this. I'll save this for tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. More questions. Let's get some more questions.
Or sure Slippy fucks.
Curb asked earlier if anyone had seen Soul. I think I'm the only one here who's watched it. Anyone else?
I haven't
here?
seen it yet.
We've
But
been
I'm going
debating
to.
on it.
Okay, yeah. Then I won't say spoilers or anything. I watched it like really late, so I don't have too much like memory of like watching
Memory.
it. I liked a lot of the themes it presented. It's got some good ideas, but there's definitely a discussion to be had about a lot of things in that movie.
All right.
Let's see. Questions. Do we get any more questions? Let me look for questions.
There has to be more.
Everyone
Today
says.
is my
Oh, go on.
Today is my 4-year anniversary with my girlfriend Olivia, who I love very much and I'm very lucky to have met.
Congratulations.
4 more years.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations! And then it needs to have a picture of like me, but like in my 4 different palettes.
Oh,
Like-
at the end you get to clear your credits.
Yeah.
It'll like be my 4 different palettes, like doing some silly like synced. It's like pictures on Hyrule Temple specifically, like we're throwing eggs at each other or something, or
Here's a question.
getting bumped by
Sorry. What's your favorite Adventure Time episode? This is mostly directed towards Seep, but I think we could all answer.
Oh, that's really hard. It's like 300 episodes.
I mean, like,
Uh,
the one in my mind, I guess it's a boring answer, but Remember Me is definitely like one of the top ones for sure.
uh-huh. Yeah.
I think that I hold that one up in my mind a lot, just because when I was a kid, watching that for the first time was one of those like, what, cartoons can do that moments for me.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Right.
Instead of
Uh,
giving an episode, can I give an official Adventure Time comic?
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I'm thinking of the one by Ryan North where Finn and Jake and Ice King like go deep underground, like they're trying to like find like a treasure or something like that, and then like one of the places they enter is like a fantasy world, and Ice King can be with his old lover interest, and like he knows that it's an illusion, but he still like wants to stay there and just like maybe this illusion matters more because what does that even mean? And it just feels very emotional and good.
Mm.
mhm.
I haven't read much of the comics, but I know they're pretty good though.
I love Ryan North.
I think I have a few.
That's
I-
fair.
there's-
Just drop a few. That's fair.
Yeah. I think I'm a sucker for the finale just because I just think it has some good. It has some moments that I really like. I
Yeah.
love like the ending montage.
I mean,
Um,
I've talked about this before. If you want to sucker me into your finale, the easiest way to like make me emotional is to do a montage showing where everyone is right now.
Yeah.
I also there's like specific episodes that I come back to that I just think are really funny. I think Normal Man is like the funniest episode to me in like terms of dialogue. I think there's some really good dialogue, and it's also the episode where they introduce Lumpy Space Princess and Lemon Grab as a couple.
Yeah, that was a couple that happened near the end of the show.
Yeah. I really like Hall of Egress. Like the idea of that. I think that one is like a really cool concept. Where Finn's in like this dungeon and he has to keep his eyes closed to escape.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like it's a really cool like sort of dark fantasy Dungeons and Dragons esque sort of thing. So, yeah.
I really like the episode where you first see Finn's dad, like the one where they first save him. I
Mhm.
think that's I think the whole arc with Finn and his dad is really interesting, and like I think it was a really bold thing to do because like you hype up because you don't really know much about like Finn's family for most of the show, and I think it's an interesting direction to take. That like when you finally meet like Finn's dad, he's like a dirtbag, and there's a bit of an arc there about they take it into an I like that episode and kind of the tragic ending about Finn's dad is ultimately not a good guy, and the scene at the end where Jake comforts him, I think, is nice and sweet. And
Yeah.
also I think any appearance of the Lich is cool because I think that's a cool character.
Mhm. Yeah. I remember people at the time, like I think the thing everyone was expecting, like Finn's dad was like some like epic hero. And yeah, it's just funny that he's like this weird guy wearing like a devil like what his clothes. He's like wearing like
Space
a one
clothes.
piece like devil spacesuit thing. It's
Yeah,
really funny.
I think that's because I do remember that. I think everyone expected Finn's dad to be like a huge hero type guy, so I think it's interesting. You kind of meet him. He's a bit of a scumbag, and I think it's
Yeah.
an interesting place to like the arc they kind of take in. Like Finn slowly learns this guy has done nothing to earn like my love and affection, so I'm not trying with him.
Yeah.
And there's like an interesting evolution where he stops calling him dad. He just starts calling him Martin, right? I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like he like pretty much sees like when he says dad, he's always talking about like
Yeah, Jake.
Yeah.
Joshua,
Jake. Yeah.
his dog dad. Yeah.
I appreciate Adventure Time the most in the Rebel. Like I feel like it was very willing to do weird and intro. Because I watched Stakes last night again, like really late. I couldn't sleep, so I just watched all of Stakes. I was watching like this show's fun. There's a lot of fun, weird. And I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Like,
man,
because, like,
I don't want to go on about it.
I liked
but
how they
could
kind
go
of
on.
introduced the Vampire King guy. You know, he's like this big ultimate evil, and they kind of build up to him. And when you get there, his whole thing is like he hates the cycle of like being an evil villain, and he wants it to stop. And I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, the best episode is Water Park. What's it called?
Water park prank. Like the Princess Orangutan.
Hey, Fidget, take my special coin.
That episode has a 4.9 out of 10 on IMDb.
I wish the animatic for that episode was like released. I think it's like there was a video of it online, but it was taken down. I hope it's on like the DVD or something because that episode is like way funnier when it's just narrated by the guy who did it. He has like this specific accent, and it just like I think you get it more. Yeah.
Here's a lighter question I saw earlier. Somebody asked, "What's the best Smash Bros. Ship?"
Hmm.
Well, you see,
I'm trying to say like the most like Samus X
go on. I want to hear. I want to know.
I
What do
don't
you
know. Like what are the what like
Wario and Ike.
or like Marth and like Samus Wholesome. Wasn't there one that you were talking about? You like hated, Ron?
I didn't hate it, but I hated a lot of like the Marth and Peach ones when I was younger because I thought they were
Okay.
boring. I'm like 20 now. I don't care. when I was like 17,
Right.
I'm like, oh, it's just fucking boring. Why is nobody doing anything funny?
I'm going to make a bold take right here.
Yeah.
Pit X Roy, but specifically Melee Roy, where he's like a gangly, try-hard 14-year-old.
Okay.
Okay.
And
I like Bayonetta with any like of the cartoonier girls. I think Bayonetta and Kazooie are like Bayonetta and Alex from Minecraft is really funny to me.
Because we also kinship.
Yeah, I guess so.
Who would? Okay.
I just think
I
Melee
would
Roy
love-
is... I love Melee Roy. He's my favorite character.
He's
and,
just
like,
he's an OC.
everything about him that's good is like completely unintentional, but just like his voicing and how like he just sucks in the game, but he's not the worst, but he's just not a very good character. A lot of his hitboxes don't work, but he tries so hard. He'll never be Marth, no matter how hard he tries. There's something very endearing about that. He's pathetic.
Mhm.
Oh, I need to push my agenda. When Sephiroth was first revealed, my immediate tweet was, all right, I need everyone to draw Rivals to Lover Sephiroth XK rule.
I would love to just go through the whole cast and like see like okay who would be like the perfect other Smash character to ship this person with. That seems like a fun like.
Luigi and
thing
King
to try.
DDD, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean you'd be there all day. I bet.
Yeah, you know,
Doing that. But yeah.
I remember
I tried
sometime.
to do that with Toho once, and I had to give up after like 50 characters.
I'm gonna put all the characters through a system. Like I'm typing right now. I'm putting all the characters through a system. We're gonna all right. I scanned it. The best Super Smash Brothers Brawl ship is Ken X Rob.
But Ken is married.
He's divorced now.
You are
Good.
All right, we can take like one or two more questions if anyone has any more.
Ryan, everyone bullies me for calling ROB ROB.
Yeah, we know, Hannah. We know that you pronounce Rob as R-O-B.
I want to get someone to validate me.
You're never gonna find
Kinda
anyone.
weird.
You're never gonna find anyone to validate you on this.
Mm-hmm.
His
Oh,
name is
let me-
Robot.
Liv made fun of me at ROB, made fun of me for calling ROB in Disneyland. In Disneyland, she made fun of me for that. Can you believe it? The happiest place on earth. I'm being persecuted for saying ROB.
Do you say BMO?
When you watch Adventure Time, do you see the funny little robot and you go, "Oh, it's BMO!"
F-O-E.
I don't think I've ever said the name before.
Out loud?
No. I
Say
mean,
it.
I didn't watch Adventure Time that much. I've seen some of it, but
Say it out loud.
The only question we've gotten is: does anyone have any New Year's resolution?
I don't make any.
I don't. I honestly don't either.
Every time I
just kind of.
Every time I think
I don't
about New Year's resolutions, I just think of the Phineas and Ferb episode where Doofenshmirtz makes it a nader to make everyone's New Year's resolution to obey him, and then it works, and then nobody obeys him because they go, nobody follows their New Year's resolution, and then he looks at Perry and goes, did you know about this?
That's pretty good.
It's like he's talking to a dog half the time.
A dog?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what good news, Rosa? He is an animal. He's a platypus.
I know. I
platypus.
know. It's just
DOG.
funny.
That's like ROB. DOG.
DOG, go home.
If
And
you
DOG
spell
goes,
DLG backwards, you get
I mean,
God.
okay. In my defense, I'll say BMO because that's their own pronunciation of their name. We haven't heard how ROB pronounces their name.
The announcer
You can't
says it. He says Rob.
How do we know that ROB agrees with the announcer's pronunciation of their own name?
You probably would have changed it.
If we heard ROB's own name being said by ROB, then maybe you could go and like defend that. But
Rob has been in 3 Smash games by now. If this was a problem, he probably would have said something by this point.
Maybe this is just part of ROB being scared to speak up because of being made fun of how their name is pronounced.
They're gonna release like a Super Smash Bros. Like trailer where Rob speaks for this one trailer, and this is the only trailer he's ever been in, and he speaks in it for some reason. And he turns to the character getting revealed, fucking Rambi the Rhinoceros, and he goes, "I am Rob."
Hey guys, it's me, Rob. I'm so excited to reveal the newest character for
What if
Super
Rob just
Smash
talks like
Bros.
Bender?
Hey, Big Bag!
Hey, Big Bag, these are my new
Do the
friends.
vendor voices. Everyone.
Hey, Big Bag, these are my new friends.
Hey,
Servo
Mr.
Undertale and Bag.
Well, I was thinking that would like be voiced by like it'd just be like this horrible deep voice with "Hello, Mario. This is R-O-B. You are designated friends unit number 3, Kirby."
I think it should be voiced by Tom Kenny doing this Tom Kenny voice.
Rob-
Like the voice Tom Kenny does when he does not give a shit about the role he's in.
Yeah.
What if Rob was voiced by Microsoft Sam?
I think that's what Hannah was getting at.
Well, I was thinking more like the voice that they
Terminator?
used for Deep
No.
Blue in that movie.
Who?
Deep Blue?
Deep Blue.
Oh my god! The chess robot.
What?
What?
Deep Blue was like the first like big experiment to make a robot that could beat someone in chess. One of the most famous chess players ever.
Seep,
Named
Oh.
will you get Tom Kenny for the voice of Magalore in your official Kirby show's English translation?
my joke I've been making about what is that show? What's the name of that chess show that's popular right now?
Central Park.
No, it's fucking not.
Queen's Gambit. The joke I've been making about Queen's Gambit is that the finale is going to be Bobby Fischer is the true villain. He cybernetically fused himself with Deep Blue, and they're going to have to like go on a like 4-episode arc of trying to defeat him.
Oh, and you can have it be narrated by Apache.
The pirate?
Yeah. You know?
What would Patchy be doing there?
Oh, you know.
Like the SpongeBob episode with the patty
Pirating.
machine.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, that one, of course. Classic episode. Everyone knows it.
Anyway, speaking on if I'd get Tom Kenny to voice Magalore. Maybe. I don't know.
I feel
Would he voice Magalore?
like Kirby characters, like outside the context of them existing in the anime, if you had to like, ask me like a serious voice for them, like I don't know what DDD would sound like.
Yeah,
DDD
tap
would
dancing.
sound Texas.
someone left a comment once that said I want to get this. Okay, yeah, they wanted me to have. They're like, could you have Adeline and Ribbon voiced by Tara Strong and Kate Micucci, please? It's just like
Who voices who?
I don't know
Did they not
exactly.
specify like, oh, you released the episode and Adeline's
not
voiced
sure.
by Kate Micucci and Ribbon's voiced by Tara Strong, and they comment, you fucked
This
up.
was a few months ago. I don't remember exactly, but I just know that it was such a weird comment. I don't know who they thought I was.
I'm glad
Like-
that Ribbon's going to be the anti-vaxxer rep.
Oh my
I
god.
mean, I don't think there's been a single episode of the show where we brought up Tara Strong and someone didn't bring up the fact she was an anti-vaxxer.
Is she? I
Yeah.
hear that a lot. I just don't know if that's like a joke or not.
She said some
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Didn't you want to get Germa to voice like the Roach or something?
Oh yeah. I haven't officially said that. This is like the most public.
Oh,
forum
no, I
I've
just
ever
leaked.
been in. So oh no!
The Germa
But
the
yeah.
Roach leak.
I want to see if I could get Germa. I'm gonna try to get him to voice all of the squeaks.
Do you think Germa voicing DeRoche would be the equivalent of when Jacksepticeye was in Ralph Breaks the Internet as the little e-boy?
Oh my god.
Who was it? Who voiced him?
It was Dan. It was like some like Dan D. I don't even know who. It was some British guy.
I don't know. They're all every YouTuber's every fucking day I go on Twitter and there's a new trending tag about some Minecraft YouTuber. They're all the same people. It's like,
They're
oh,
all Milo Murphy.
oh, fucking Jeffrey does shit himself on stream. Hashtag Jeffrey shit, and everyone's like posting their fan cams of him shitting himself.
Was that Benji? Hey Fry, come in here. You gotta see this. Ryan is an anti. Uh-oh. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh no, here comes Justin Roiland.
See, I want to ask one more question before we kind of start to wrap up. Who will Arlo be voicing in your Kirby cartoon?
Someone already said Taranza.
Do you agree?
I don't know.
I mean,
what Taranza
Arlo and Taranza are pretty divorce coded.
Who would Arlo voice? Are we talking like Gerbert Arlo or like Canon Arlo?
Okay, Canon Arlo, of course.
Canon Arlo. Who would I voice?
What kind of question?
Waddle Dee.
Waddle Dee?
Yeah, Bandana Waddle Dee.
That sounds pretty fitting, right?
That's
Ooh.
like could Gerbert voice Bandana Waddle Dee?
Wow! Kirby, I'm so excited to go on this adventure with you!
What is that? I've never done that. What is that?
Oh wow!
Well,
Yeah,
that's
I feel like Arlo needs to voice someone reasonably important. Why do you say that?
Well, I mean, wait, Ryan, do that voice you do when you're voicing Cheerno. I think that should be Waddle Dee's voice.
What did I fucking do? It was like,
No, that's not it.
what
That's
was
not
it?
at all.
What did I?
Me, Cheerno, I'm the strongest.
I'm the strongest and
Ah, that's it.
I'm the coolest kid in the world. Look out for me, my
Lyle Samana.
I bet Arlo could do that voice.
You think so? So we're saying
Arlo should voice Dark Nebula.
so what you're saying is we've also just leaked Arlo for the Cheerno movie.
Yeah,
Oh
Seth
no!
Rogen's gonna kill me for this.
Bandana D votes for Kanye. We gotta turn.
No.
We gotta turn the stream off.
Oh, Kirby, I want you to vote for Kanye.
Oh,
which-
great king!
Which
Oh,
which Kirby character says Jokanda forever?
Adeline. Adeline goes up
No.
to like she goes up to like King Dedede, goes, "Hey Dedede, Jokanda forever."
No.
And then Dedede
It's
posts
just a
on,
tweet.
he posted on Twitter like my daughter said Jokanda forever today was epic.
Adeline votes for like Tom Steyer after she sees Bernie say "yeah, okay" to him.
What?
Oh, we'll now dedicate an hour to the Kirby character's political leanings.
Oh, do you think Taranza's like a liberal?
Absolutely.
Escort Goon into Republican.
He's
a
the-
hero.
yeah, he's just gonna say he's a gay Republican.
I don't like that. I don't think I like that.
King
You know,
Dedede.
a real funny irony they've got going on there with Marx and his political ideologies. I haven't heard that one.
Magalor's an anarcho-capitalist.
Marx
Oh my god.
Marx calls Taranza a soy boy.
What about Gooey?
Oh,
I don't think Gooey knows the
Susie
politics.
is absolutely like a Republican girl boss.
Yeah, yeah, I'm the Susie fan in the chat. She is.
Yeah.
Oh. Uh,
Susie posts. Susie's like the world's
No,
first
no,
gay Republican girl boss.
What about the Mage Sisters?
okay, actually, I think
Trios.
Zan. Okay, Zan would be like conservative, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Francisca and Flamberge are like the woke ones.
yeah, they're the woke
Um,
ones. Flamberg is like, she leans heavily left on Twitter, and all her takes are right all the time.
Well, no, I think that Flammers is like left. Flammers, she's left leaning. She's definitely a leftist, but
Yeah,
she's not a very smart one. She sort of has to learn all her opinions from like other smarter Twitters, and so she just sort of like kind of goes with whatever other people are saying. She can't understand that stuff very well herself, but she just knows it's right.
okay.
Okay, what about the priest?
The priest? I don't think Highness knows.
I mean, he started his own party.
Highness
his
is
own-
probably like a Roosevelt enthusiast.
Who's the guy who
something like that.
who wears like a shoe on his head and like wanted like to give a horse to
Herman
everyone?
Supreme.
Yeah, he votes.
Yeah.
He's him.
I mean, well, King Deity probably has his own party where he's like a perennial candidate who runs as a joke.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like he would do the Shrek thing, like the Shrek thing where like Donkey tells Shrek to run for president.
Who's Donkey in this situation?
I guess it'd be Bandana.
Bandana one of the egos. You should run. And
Right.
he like starts the screen, goes, I guess I'm running for president.
The one who's like a hardline military conservative is Captain Vol.
That's why they don't show him anymore.
That's why he was
Why he
killed
died.
off.
What about Meta Knight?
Exactly.
I've actually thought about this. I think Meta Knight is like a very like I think he's someone who like he thinks there needs to be like strong authority in place.
Oh yeah, it's basically canon.
That's
Yeah.
He's an authoritarian.
Yeah, he's an authoritarian. I guess that's what you'd say.
I think Susie would post an image on Twitter of her and Zan saying gay Republicans and conservatives can find love. Hashtag Pride Month.
What are we doing?
No, they wouldn't celebrate Pride Month.
I guess
We
you're
started
right.
a new podcast right now.
Yeah,
I think
the curvy political leaning podcast.
Where did this tangent come from?
I mean,
We were talking about-
I've gone excessively into like how each of the My Little Pony meme characters voted in the Democratic primary. So I can go into it if you want, if you like.
I feel like we need to end
Well,
soon.
like,
I
it's
don't
a
know. We
Republican.
don't think we have time.
This was gonna be like I thought we were gonna end this at like an hour 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Like,
I
we
mean,
were
I just
talking
need to say that like it's important for me to say that Twilight Sparkle posts hashtag still with her regarding Hillary Clinton on Twitter.
Yeah.
yeah.
about- All right.
But she voted for
Is she
Kamala Harris.
anti-vax?
Oh, I mean, do they even have vaccinations in Pony World?
They have
I
like
think she's voiced
what's like the cartoon baby show equivalent to like a vaccine, like the tickle stopper or whatever. Like they all got
Stopper.
they all got the tickles.
broccoli.
Whatever the hell a tickle stopper is, Twilight Sparkle opposes it.
What's a show
Wasn't
that would
it
do
like wait? Wasn't there like that purple plant, the blue plant?
I feel like OKKO would have an episode about like the tickle stompers. That's
that? Do you think
Sounds
Kids Next
about
Door
right.
would have like a tickle?
yeah. Kids next door assemble. The kids have got to tickle stoppers.
No.
I don't want
Spike
to
is
take the
not
vaccine.
vaccinated.
Number 4's a child anti-vaxxer.
He comes from an anti-vaxxing family, and he's been like
I think the entirety of kids can't deal with the anti-vaxxers all because they don't like needles.
But yeah, actually, that sounds like not that they're against vaccination itself, but just that they hate needles. That actually
yeah.
sounds like a joke they'd have.
Oh
Was
my
there a
God.
flu shot episode? I'm starting
Yeah.
to like create this fake episode where they had to get like flu shots.
I don't know anything
They had
about.
one where like they like performed surgery because someone ate a vegetable.
Yeah, that was number 4.
Oh, I want to read this comment real fast. I know almost nothing about MLP, but don't they need to stay happy or else the world literally ends?
Right. I think that is part of the lore, right?
That's like how they retconned the thing at Adventure Time about how if the candy people get scared, they explode. And they couldn't keep that around because all this horrible stuff would always happen in the Candy Kingdom, and there'd always be a huge explosion of people if they kept that.
That's so funny. Because they'll they'll like still reference that sometimes. So I guess in like the Candy Kingdom, it's something that can happen. It's not enough for it to be constantly on people's minds, but it is just enough. Like what if someone just exploded and you're just like, oh yeah, shoot, right.
And that, God.
All right. I think it's time to start wrapping up. But before we go, we actually got some. We get some. We don't get a lot of fan art, but we get some time to time, and I want to start sharing it because we got a piece of fan art recently, and let me double check the name so I can say it out loud. I'll put it on screen too. We got some fan art from Joe Karate Joe, and here it is. It's very lovely. I love that Arlo is an official member of the podcast, whether he likes it or not.
He's been possessing Seat this whole time.
I'm my own beast.
I do like this.
I think this is really cute. You've really captured every individual member of the show very well. I love it. It's great.
Yeah. It's lovely.
There is technically one more piece of fan art I want to share real fast. It was a Christmas gift I received from my mother.
See it.
Let me put it on screen real fast. This will be part of our store. You can go to our online store soon. That's a joke. That's not real.
No, it's real. It's real.
Just wait till the Rosa plushes are delivered.
Here's a little
Ryan Ribbity YouTube figure.
Yeah, this is
limited supply.
This little. My mom asked me to send me a character I've made, and I'm like, I don't have any OCs right now. I'll just send her a picture of my Sona. This is what she got me.
The official Ryan amiibo.
The official Ryan Ribbity. This is my Smash Ultimate render.
That is really cool. I want something like this.
Yeah.
I love it. It's great.
I mean, we could probably 3D print 3D models.
It's true.
Yeah.
Right at it. I have access to a 3D printer in theory if you
Oh my
want.
gosh.
Oh my
Do
god.
like amiibo mods. Who would your amiibo mod be?
I don't know. I feel like I have to do Luigi or else it'll be off-brand.
Okay. What are you, Rosa?
Let me see. There's a lot of characters I play as. Probably a Bowser amiibo that's been trained to like self-destruct with the side B when their opponent's on their last stock.
Okay.
Rose is a Bowser cider.
I just used the Seep amiibo.
Oh yeah, of course.
That one.
All right. Well, thank you for everyone for coming to tonight's exciting, wacky, silly, quirky, goofy, exciting, awesome episode of Ready to Start the Podcast. This is the last episode of the year. So you know.
I keep saying that. Is that a situation where we're like not allowed to say that it's actually ending?
What? No.
But like.
Is this the end of season 1?
This is I guess I put season finale on the title of this one.
Yeah, season finale. And
oh my god, a
nobody
twist!
knew.
There's a twist!
Mario dies.
Arlo is pregnant and one of you is the parent!
Da, da, da.